You are too available, too transparent, too eager to be accepted. You walk into a room already negotiating for approval. You smile when nothing is funny, nod when you disagree, and rush to fill silence because quiet makes you uncomfortable. That discomfort exposes you. People do not have to be evil to sense weakness. They just have to be human. The moment others feel that you need their validation, they instinctively lower your status. You get categorized as safe, harmless, the nice guy. And harmless men are tolerated, not respected. There is, however, another kind of presence, one that does not beg for attention, yet commands it. It is steady, heavy, almost unsettling. Not violent, not loud, just self-contained. It belongs to someone who does not depend on the tribe's approval because he has built internal authority. Machiavelli understood this dynamic well. He warned rulers that love is fragile because it depends on choice, while respect, especially the kind born from awe, creates boundaries people hesitate to cross. This is not about shallow positivity or empty affirmations. It is about restructuring your personality so it no longer leaks power. The truth is, you are not weak. You are bleeding authority in small ways every day. You default to being liked. From childhood, you were told that niceness guarantees safety and reward. But in competitive environments, blind niceness is often submission disguised as virtue. Machiavelli observed that someone who insists on being good in every situation will suffer among those who are not. The correction is not cruelty. It is controlled civility. Civility is deliberate. It comes from standards. Niceness is reactive. It comes from fear of conflict. A composed, disciplined person can be polite without being submissive. He holds the door, speaks calmly, but does not soften his edges to earn approval. When boundaries are crossed, he does not explode. He cools. And cold composure is far more intimidating than emotional outbursts. Predictable anger is childish. Measured detachment is powerful. Begin by eliminating reflexive submission signals. Stop smiling automatically. Stop laughing to ease tension. Let your face rest in neutrality unless emotion is genuine. Maintain eye contact without rushing to reassure. At first, people will feel unsettled. They may ask if you are upset. You are not. You are simply no longer broadcasting your need to be accepted. That shift creates psychological distance, and distance generates respect. Silence is your next tool. Most people fear it. They rush to fill it with chatter because they interpret pauses as judgment. If you remain comfortable in silence, others will rush to fill it for you. They will reveal information, justify themselves, and negotiate unnecessarily. When asked a question, pause before answering. A few seconds of steady eye contact shifts the dynamic. Speak slower than average. Fast speech often signals anxiety. Measured speech signals control. If interrupted, do not compete for volume. Stop talking, hold eye contact, let the interruption expose itself, then resume calmly. You do not fight for the floor. You assume it. Another leak of power is addiction to external validation. Every time your mood depends on likes, compliments, or praise, you surrender leverage. If someone can inflate your ego with approval or crush your mood with criticism, they control you. Internalize your self-assessment. Praise should not intoxicate you. Insults should not destabilize you. When criticized, to resist the urge to defend immediately. Defense implies the attack landed. Sometimes a simple "noted" or "interesting" is enough. When people cannot provoke a reaction, they lose interest in trying. Emotional neutrality unsettles those who rely on reactions for power. Your body reinforces your psychology. Shrinking physically reinforces shrinking mentally. Stand grounded. Keep your shoulders open, your movements deliberate. Do not rush your steps or dart your eyes around the room. Move with intention. When walking, pick a line and follow it. Purpose communicates momentum, and people instinctively yield to momentum. This is not arrogance. It is clarity of direction. Scarcity is another overlooked principle. Attention is currency. If you are always available, your value decreases. Responding instantly, saying yes to everything, staying longer than you wish. These habits erode authority. Practice strategic withdrawal. Leave while energy is still high. End conversations before they drag. Do not over-explain your departures. A simple, "I have things to handle," is sufficient. Mystery increases perceived importance. Oversharing reduces it. Keep your vulnerabilities private until trust is earned. In an era of constant exposure, restraint signals strength. Yet tactics without substance collapse. Real confidence rests on competence. If you lack skill, silence feels awkward rather than powerful. If you lack achievement, posture feels performative. Build evidence in your life. Become highly capable at something measurable. Read, study, train, deliver results. When you know you can solve problems, your nervous system relaxes. The surgeon remains calm in crisis because he trusts his training. That calm presence becomes magnetic. In moments of uncertainty, people look toward the most competent individual in the room. That is dominance, not volume, but reliability. Finally, accept that living by your standards will disappoint people. You will be labeled selfish for setting boundaries. You will be called arrogant for refusing to shrink. You will be misunderstood when you prioritize growth over comfort. That is inevitable. If you attempt to be the hero in everyone else's story, you will become a background character in your own. Authority over your life requires accepting that some narratives will cast you as the villain. That is the cost of sovereignty. Transformation does not happen overnight. It begins with small shifts. Tomorrow, slow your movements. Pause before responding. Smile only when it is real. Decline at least one request that conflicts with your priorities. The internal resistance you feel is the old pattern fighting for survival. Let it fade. Over time, the casual familiarity people once showed you will evolve into measured respect. The difference is subtle but undeniable. You will no longer feel like you are chasing approval. You will feel grounded, self-directed, internally governed. Confidence is not noise, it is control. It is emotional regulation, physical presence, disciplined scarcity, and earned competence combined. When you no longer need validation, when you are comfortable in silence, when your standards are non-negotiable. People sense it, not because you threaten them, but because you are no longer negotiable. And that is what commands respect.